To tell this story of success, you have to start at the point of failure. Something the publisher of the local paper saw taking his daughter to school.
And I asked her, I said, what are these kids doing over here under this big tree by the library? She said, oh, they're buying and selling dime bags. Now, two things surprised me. One, that she knew what a dime bag was. And the other is that the kids were so blatantly buying and selling marijuana out there.
So his paper, the Kernersville News, spelled it out in large type. There is a drug problem even in our quaint little town. Or so the students at two high schools told them through a survey the paper convinced the school system to let them do. Parents thought only a few students were using drugs regularly. The kids claimed it was 70%.
When in reality, the community was wrong, it wasn't 10%. The kids were wrong, it's not 70%. It ended up being the national average. And Kernersville does not like to follow national averages. They like to be better in the things that count.
The paper wasn't in it to embarrass the schools. The paper just wanted to solve a problem. But it knew it couldn't do it alone. This was a community problem that needed a community solution. So they gathered dozens of people here at the local YMCA and started hammering out ideas.
Some of the things that came up in what can we do were more lectures, more DARE, more drug dog searches. What the kids were telling me is we need something positive we can rally around.
Glenn High School Principal Brad Craddock understood how the kids work.
This era is more of they want some reasons, they want some justification, they want to be explained why instead of told why.
Which left the police department with some questions.
What kind of program are we going to end up with if we let kids have a leadership role? What we found, though, is those kids rise to the challenge. They want to be leaders.
Good morning, East Forsyth Middle. How are you on this beautiful Wednesday?
That was the secret.
At East Forsyth Middle, I'm going to ask
a program that began with the kids.
Whose call is it? It's my call! Great day, East Forsyth Middle.
Peer pressure is very, popular at this age.
It's like propaganda. Everyone's doing it. That's how a lot of people promote stuff like drugs and alcohol. We reverse it and promote not doing it.
And that, says the principal at East Forsyth Middle, is a lot more powerful than you might imagine.
And a lot of times, I think students will do drugs simply because they don't know that they don't have to do drugs. They don't have to drink.
The schools start by identifying the leaders, like athletes Jenna Reisenauer and Nicole Ward at Glenn, who understand the influence they have with the anti-drug message that parents don't.
A lot of times we look at it and say, you may say that, but I know you did it. It's different when someone else is sitting beside you that is in the same situations that you are saying, what is that going to do for you?
Back in 1996, I was a brand new green reporter.
Patty Jo Sawvel was the reporter at the newspaper who wouldn't let the story die. She chronicles in her book about the project that one of the lessons Kernersville learned was, even though it needed to begin with the kids, it couldn't end there.
And here's what they found out. When the program first started, even schools that had 80% signed up, until the testing started, drug violations remained the same. The very month accountability started, like put your money where your mouth is, drug violations decreased notably.
Accountability came in a variety of ways: drug dogs checking lockers when needed, and random drug testing for anyone involved in the program, which, instead of seeing it as a violation of privacy...
Well, it makes me feel safer in my school to know that, people aren't going to get away with it,
In the rare cases where kids are caught violating their pledge, the program uses a softer form of confrontation at first.
No one is notified at the school. Only person that is notified is their parents, and we get them help. Some things you can't just go at it and say, you've got to stop, we'll just tell the world and embarrass you out of it. That doesn't work. A lot of times that'll drive the people to use more. Sometimes by just being able to give them help, it's really what is necessary.
Heavier penalties come later, and everyone from the police to the principals say they're getting results.
At Glenn High School, it's working beautifully.
Do kids still make mistakes? Yes. Do kids still make bad decisions from time to time? That's part of growing up and being a kid. But have we given them the tools to make better decisions? Absolutely.
There's a four-letter word as to why this has been so powerful. W-O-R-K.
The little newspaper that wanted to do big things may just have pulled it off.
Who knows? Maybe we've done them good.
Bob Buckley.
And that's not bad.
Fox 8 News.